Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video with me, Elven Dragon. So last episode we went and built up a few small little farms that we kind of needed to move, and ended up building up two more of them for glow lichen and cocoa beans. And today, well, we've got a few projects that we need to get done before we get too many unfinished projects that just are waiting to get done around here. So I'm thinking we might as well get a few of those done. We've got a few more islands to decorate. We did get the pink petal island decorated up. Thinking we might put a few cherry saplings up there because of the pink petals, but I'm not sure. I'm still working out that, but the underside is done. And we've got a bunch more islands that just need decoration on the undersides and decoration on top. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is we need to get those all in. But before we do, I want to get the top of the gold farm here done. And for that, we are going to need a few torchflowers. There's just one problem. We have a total of one torchflower seed, and that's it. So we're going to have to figure out where we're going to put a couple of sniffers. I don't know if we're going to put just one or two. I don't want a very big island for them, but I don't want them to be kind of cramped into small little cells. So I'm thinking maybe we'll put something over in that corner over there and see what we can come up with. I don't think these need to be very big. Maybe at most the size of our one tall flower farm. For growing up the flowers though, we can probably just use our crop farm that we moved last time. So I'm going to go throw together a little bit of an island, or at least the top of one, and then I'll be back. All right, and there we go. We have a quick little island thrown together here. It's not that big. I think maybe we'll only have up to 4 sniffers, maybe. We'll see how big they are and how much room they take up once we actually have the 2 that we have in. Right now, most of it just has dirt because we're kind of running a bit low on grass right now, which is fine. It'll grow up eventually. But I'm thinking we're just going to do a simple little oak, birch, and cherry fence all the way around the island here, just to keep the sniffers in. Make sure we put a cherry fence here in the middle, because to collect everything, we're going to use 2 allays. That should hopefully mean that we don't lose anything. It's going to take quite a while before they fill up. We might also put a hopper and a note block in the island, because I completely forgot to put a dispensing system into this thing. Now, not quite sure any more details than that. Again, I think this will do just nicely for what we want. It's not as if 2 sniffers produce an awful lot of seeds quickly. So, get our sniffer eggs placed on there. We did go and decorate up underneath this island. It's looking really nice here. But while we wait for those sniffer eggs to hatch, I'm thinking might as well go and get some of our islands here decorated up a bit better. And might as well, I'll puck over here and do a bit of a time lapse. Now that he is off portal watching duty, and we can just check to see if the robot's saying anything. Hasn't been anything yet, but hopefully it'll open up soon. So while we wait for him to get over here, I'm going to top up our island decorating box and make sure we got plenty of scaffolding to be able to walk around all these little islands in the sky. there we go. Now we have all 4 of our bee islands all decorated up. I almost feel like we need some vines on some of these just to start trailing down, although that's going to require a lot of strength, but we do have a bit. Anyway, before I start getting into needing to grow a whole bunch of vines, our sniffers are fully grown up. We have managed to get 5 torchflower seeds from them, which is definitely not enough to cover this island. And apparently, we only had 2 dandelions. So we are going to hold off on fully decorating this for now. We do need to get at least our second tree marked out up here. So we do have some gold blocks, which we could probably actually get both of these trees in if we wanted to. But I think we'll hold off on those for right now. I want to mess around with the design a little bit more, nail down a little bit closer to what I want. I like the ones that are on the portal, but I just want to play with it a little bit more. But we can scatter in some dandelions. I'm not going to get torchflowers in. It's just way too many that we're going to need. But I think the dandelions here will be a good thing for all the gold of this island. It'll match the gold trees and the theme that we have going on here. And the snow farms obviously got snow to designate that, and we've got the different flowers on the different flower farms. And I'm just really liking how that's going. This fits so much better than just having the farms here and putting pipes between them, which was my original idea. But man, we need to just figure out some more theming for this. We need to get the melon and pumpkin farm covered. We need to finish the island for the smelter. We need to figure out what we're doing for our wool farm and finish covering the nether mushrooms farm, which that is going to sit there for a bit because I think we're running low on black stone. Although with how much we have still to do for the salt farm island, that is not all that surprising. But we have managed to go and get a little bit of stuff done. Again, we just need to wait for those sniffers to find a bunch of seeds. Just gonna take time. Again, 5 isn't bad. I think we need maybe 16 to 20 to finish covering this island. I think that should be good. But gold trees and decorations aside, we do have handful more projects that we do need to finish and figure out. And part of that is just getting some of the pathways in around here. We need something going from our sniffer farm up. I'm thinking we're going to go from the wool farm to the sniffer farm. Only we had a good way of marking this off. Normally I would use wool to mark out paths, but with this being 3 dimensions and also in the air, wool isn't exactly going to be the easiest thing to use for this. I have to play around with possible alternatives for us to use, but I think of our remaining islands for farms that we still need to cover, I think the melon and pumpkin farm is probably going to be the easiest one to do. So I'm going to go grab some dirt, grab some moss, and then I'll be back once we get a little bit of a cover over the farm. All right, and there we go. We've now covered the entire melon and pumpkin farm with a rather square-shaped hill. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but there's a few spots here that we can kind of just swap a few blocks out, trying to make it a little rounder. And we can also get rid of the emerald blocks that we used to mark this thing out. I suppose we could put an emerald tree on top of this, but I kind of like those on the smaller islands. The iron and the gold ones are kind of a bit of a unique thing. We'll probably have some smaller islands for those as well. What I'm thinking is probably just have a small little pumpkin patch on top of here. Need to maybe get some just regular pumpkin plants growing around here. I want a few of these as jack-o'-lanterns, so we're going to need to carve some for seeds anyway. But we've got a few light sources hidden in the island, a few torches on top. We've got some shroom lights in the island. Hopefully those will produce enough light to keep the farm running. Right now, if we go in, is it here? Yeah, here. See, it's pretty bright, right? Even if we block that off. That's because we got stuff coming in from underneath. You can see the grass is already starting to grow into the farm from outside here. But other than that, I think it's coming along quite nicely. We'll just spill some pumpkins down around here. Need to make sure we get these all nicely tilled. We can get a few pumpkins growing down. But I kind of like the idea. Just making this into a nice little pumpkin patch. And we'll go from there. I would put some melons in here, but I don't think they kind of fit with the theme for this. We get jack-o'-lanterns there. Maybe we'll actually put some of these as jack-o'-lanterns. That could be fun. Let's take that. That'd be a fun way to light this place up. Make it a little spookier. Maybe we'll put a coal tree around here, maybe? Yeah, maybe a coal tree somewhere between the furnace and the island here might be nice. Need to figure out exactly what we want to do for it and how we're going to light it up. That might be tricky. Maybe torches because it is coal. But I definitely don't want it all the way up there, but maybe somewhere back here, about 10 blocks up from here, maybe 5. That could be fun. But I am thinking we're just going to scatter a few pumpkins around the area here just to give us a nice little kind of pumpkin patch vibe for the area. And that'll tell us what exactly this is. And it means that I will know what is where later when I completely forget what everything is in this area. So we've got a few pumpkins to scatter about, got a few jack-o'-lanterns. Don't think very many. We've got 4 torches on us, so maybe we'll stick to 4 jack-o'-lanterns here. But we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna keep decorating up this island a little bit more, and then I'll be right back. All right, and there we go. We now have the island covered in pumpkins. We've got a few plants still growing up, and we'll have to wait until those actually grow pumpkins on them for this to be fully done, and for the rest of the grass to finish spreading throughout the island. Oh, looks like we got one pumpkin here that is fully grown. That's quite nice. Like that. And we did go and put in a little scarecrow with pumpkin on it just to kind of guard the whole patch here. Thought that was a nice little bit. Maybe we'll put in some grass or something in here. Just some little details. I'll have to go find some grass. Probably actually have something just for getting more ferns and stuff like that. Maybe. We could probably just get grass from the moss farm pretty easily, but to figure that out. I don't think I've actually gone and collected grass in a very long time, but no matter. I'll have to see if we have any somewhere. I know I've got a spot for it in the sorter, but down below we just have a little bit of an island crafted up here, just mostly to hide the dispensing system, which we didn't move. I don't know what we're going to do with our little bone meal farm here. This just works as a kind of overflow for the whole area. But I'm thinking this layer here is going to be the bottom of the island. We just need to get that spread out. Maybe we'll go down one more. I think it might need to go down one more. We'll have to play around with that. Again, we don't have most of the island done with a back area here. Just this section here, just to hide the redstone for right now. To work on getting the rest of that in. This is another very large island. Maybe we can hide another little farm in here as well. I realized while I was working on this, there's a few micro farms or really just small farms that we kind of missed. And I'm thinking maybe we can hide a little root farm in here, just in like a little cave. Doesn't have to be that big. Literally, we just need a root of dirt and a dispenser for bone meal, and that'll work just fine for what we want. Just have it be out here, a little path down from our crop farm there. Head down to that. Maybe just a side path coming off of the path from the crop farm to the cocoa bean farm. I think that might work. And something we'll have to play around with and something we're going to have to work in as we work on building up the island. But we did go and get a handful of our torchflowers onto our gold farm island. Still need quite a few more. Let's see. We should have a few more from our sniffers. Looks like 2. Okay, not bad. Not too bad. And we're also getting the pitcher pods, which is going to be quite nice, especially for filling up our filters so we can actually start getting some into our storage system for us to use. And we still need about twice as much as we have there. But again, it's a good start. I'm liking how that's looking. I like how the torchflowers are a bit taller than the dandelions. So we get a little bit more of a 2-layered undergrowth effect there. And again, I'm just liking how some of these details are turning out for this. Still need some details on the crop farm island to fill that out. Maybe a little bit of wheat, not quite sure. But we'll have to play around with our different options Not quite sure what we're going to do for the glow lichen farm other than glow lichen everywhere. But these are just things that we need to play around with and figure out as we go along. But I think that that is probably going to be just about it. Most of what we have left is sitting around and waiting and just general island building. So I'm going to get off to doing that. But I do want to thank you all so much for watching. I know we kind of just got up to various random projects that we've got left around here to do, but I really want to get some of those done before we start getting too many new projects that are left on the this needs to get finished later pile. So I'm quite happy with everything that we got done. I'm really liking how this area is slowly coming together and slowly getting built up. But thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see more of what is going on in this whole area here and in the rest of this world. And I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.